It's time for another Dice Tower review with Z Garcia.
Hey everybody, today I'm taking a look at Peter and the Grown-Ups, a game in which some grown-ups have been spirited away to Peter Pan's island, and you are trying to bluff your way through being an adult in that setting. You are trying to blend in, and so in the game, as I said, you are going to have lots of bluffing, trying to stay under the radar, trying to have the other players trust you, and come away with the win. Let me show you how this works. Then we'll come back. I'll tell you if I liked it. So here's what the game looks like set up. We have shuffled up and laid out all of the tiles, shuffled up the deck, revealed 3 cards, and then everybody gets one of these boards and 3 tokens. You get this exploration token, the courage token that starts on the highest hearts there, and then another little token that sits on the track outside and marks your victory points. Basically, that is called your trust in the game. You start at more than 0. So you start with a few so that you can lose some. The way the game works is very, very simple. And by the way, you are attempting to get all the way up to 28 trust, or where the game will also be over where a certain amount of clocks on different tiles and different characters have been revealed in the game, and then the game will also be over right then and there. The turn is very simple. On your turn, you are going to do one of 2 things. You are going to either explore or you are going to rest. When you rest, you are going to recover some of your little hearts here. And quite simply, you're going to recover 1. As long as you've lost some, you can do this rest action. You will take a look at 2 tiles anywhere. You can then secretly switch them. You will not be revealing them, just looking at them yourself. And then, as I said, you recover 1. But what you are mainly trying to do is the explore action, which allows you to take a look at a tile. Take a look at one tile out here, and then you tell the other players what it is. You don't reveal it. You tell them what it is. And they have 30 seconds or so to decide if you are telling the truth or if you are lying. If they don't say anything, they say, fine, we're going to believe you. You do the action you said, what you said was on the tile, and then you are going to mark that tile with this, blocking it from being looked at until you go again and move somewhere else, okay? If someone says you are lying, however, you would then reveal it. If you were indeed lying, you lose 2 of these points, and they gain 2. If you were not lying, you were telling the truth, they lose 2, and you gain some, and you get your action anyway, okay? And the only way you would do your action if you were lying is if it's the bad one. There is one crocodile tile out here that you will always lie about pretty much because it's bad. It's never good for you. If you get caught lying on that one, you will have to trigger that Crocodile Creek tile. Speaking of that, let me reveal a few of these just to give you a look at what they are, and then I'll tell you, there's the croc, then I'll tell you the kind of things that you are going to find in here, all right? So we have a pirate den, which looks just like that. When you spot that, if you say, I found the pirate den, you gain 3 trust tokens, and you lose 1 courage token. So you're going down 1 life, but you get 3 victory points, okay? If you find the fairy wood, you are going to, and I don't think I've revealed any of them yet. Let's see if I can spot some fairies. There they are. If you find the fairy woods there, then you can take one of the 3 revealed character cards, put that by your board, and then that'll be replenished. You can have up to 2 of those, and they grant you some little bonus in-game, okay? They have victory points associated with them, as well as some power that typically will boost one of the other things you can do in the game. If you find the Lost Boys shelter here, when you spot that, your courage points are fully restored. You will heal all the way up. So that's a good way to look at something. It doesn't matter what you saw. Say you saw them, and then heal without spending a turn just healing, maybe looking at a couple of tiles. But again, if folks say you are lying and they do catch you in a lie, you're going to be in a lot of hurt there because you already needed to heal, right? Crocodile Creek, as I said, is always bad. That one, if you say you spotted that, you probably won't. But you lose 2 courage when you get that. So just rely on that one, okay? The Indian camp is out here somewhere. There it is. And this one, when you spot that, you can take one face-down location tile from the island. You reveal that tile. You place it next to your grown-up board, and then you perform the action on that tile. And if it features a treasure, you get 1 trust point for every tile you own, including the one you just took. And if it shows a ticking clock, however, like that one there, you're not going to get anything for that one. So you're trying to get these treasures up here, okay? You can get some victory points out of going for those instead. And then lastly, you have your Mermaid Lagoon, which is right over here. When you spot them, you can take a look at a tile, any other tile, without performing its action. That's not as strong, it would seem to me. So usually when people get a crocodile, they might lie about having the mermaids, knowing most people won't call the mermaids, but then you knowing that means that if you, well, you get what I'm saying. Finally, the game's going to be over when someone, as I said before, has their 28 trust points all the way up here, or when there are a number of ticking clocks. So for example, in a game with 3 players, 8 ticking clocks, being among all the players and showing here will also trigger the end of the game. At that point, you take a look at the trust track on your board. You are also going to see if some of these characters that you have trust points as well. And if you are playing with the advanced game, your special skill might also give you some points. What am I talking about here? Well, every one of these boards also has another side which gives you and your grown-up here a special skill. And so you can choose to play with that if you want to, just a little more meat in the game. So these are your normal sides there, just the base game. And then on the other side, they are all going to have a little special ability that once you've played a few times, I would say go ahead and give it a shot with that, okay? It makes them a little bit different, all of the different characters. So that's basically it. That's how you play the game. Most points is the winner, and that's how you go at it in Peter and the Grown-Ups. This whole genre of games for me is a little iffy. You know, Coup, I'm not a huge fan of. Operation Faust, I did not like. Then Masquerade, I liked a little more than Coup, but it's still so wild and swingy, and it all boils down to just that moment of look at a thing and say something. Do you believe me or not? What are the stakes in that to you? If they're not really good, it doesn't matter, right? There is no game. And so I think that Peter and the Grown-Ups here adds a couple of things to that formula that make it better than those aforementioned games. For me, I like that when you pass, you waste a turn to look at to heal your life there, your health. You are going to take a look at some tiles. And so you have some information going into the future. You can even switch them. And if maybe someone else looked at them, you mess with them, right? I like that. I like the characters changing your abilities. I like having the special power if you want to have it, right? If you want to play advanced and having some abilities. There's just a little more in this one. And it does not add complexity compared to those games I mentioned. This is very simple. It adds gameplay. It adds a little more interest. And that's what I like about it. This is my favorite of those say something and ask other people if you're lying or not, you know? Colorful, very attractive theme, really well done. The cards are spectacular quality, tiles are good, wooden bits are great, artwork is really fantastic. I love it a lot. And so the whole thing is a very solid package if you enjoy bluffing games and almost, you know, pure bluffing, right? Because there's not a whole lot else here. This very much is about the bluffing. There's many people out there that do not care for that having to lie to other players concept. And so for you, I would say definitely steer clear of this one. That's the main mechanism you're going to find here. But for everybody else who enjoys the coup and the masquerade style games, this is a very solid one, and one that maybe you can even bring in the older kids into, as long as they can lie and keep a straight face, you know. So this one is going to get a seal of excellence from me. Peter and the grown-ups, definitely check this one out.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at DicetowerNetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.